Warming us up for our guest in studio already. Thato Immaculate comes back on morning break. One girl not enough for me, two girls. No, it's still not enough. Maybe six girls, maybe seven girls. It's AKA Kid Dominant Company. Love this tune so much. It's hashtag your morning break, slap bang on a Wednesday. And every single Wednesdays we get to hang out with our faves. But for the festive season, we have, friends of morning break. So she's one of our friends right here on the show, Thato Immaculate, born and raised in the Val, but you already know that because, on social media, she tells you all about it. My lady, welcome back.
Hey, what's happening? Yeah, I rip the Val, hey?
Yeah.
Every day.
All
I'm so
the
proud
time.
to come from the Val. I'm good. How are you doing? I'm so happy to be back.
Friends of morning break, we had to have you back just to wrap up the year in style.
Yeah.
You're one of those guests that when you came on, the love was crazy.
Shout outs.
It was crazy.
Shout outs to Immaculates. They call themselves Immaculates. And I've been just doing social media for a while.
Hey.
So I've built a nice community over the past 7 years.
So let's get into it. The festive season, how is it so far for you?
So I just wrapped.
Uh-huh.
I was shooting, yeah. I'm grateful to be working. Super grateful to be working as an actor. I just wrapped a show on Saturday. So now I'm chilling, but I'm going to be emceeing. Yeah, I'm going to be emceeing some festivals in and around the Val.
So you're on the road.
Yeah, I'm on the road. Not too
Gigging.
hectic. Not as much as I would like to be, but I'm happy, yeah. I'm chilling, I'm at home. I just moved to a new place.
Okay.
Yeah, those kind of vibes.
All right.
I'm more relaxed.
Then family time as well. You'll find some family time in between that.
Absolutely. We're gonna go out to Middleburg, Yeah, and see some family.
Man,
Yeah.
she's in the building. Thato Immaculate. Let's open up the phone lines. Let's open up the voice notes right now.
Please call me.
Yeah, any queries that actually just caught our attention this year.
I'm excited for that.
Fam, let's talk about the first story because as we're about to wrap up 2023, we just played AKA, right?
Sure.
I remember when that story broke, it shocked me. South African rap artist AKA shot dead. This is outside a restaurant in Durban. Like, when that story broke, what was going through your mind?
Often, and it's very sad that I even have to say often we lose people in the industry. Just yesterday we lost Sahara, or it was confirmed that we lost her, but it is so rare for it to be documented.
Yeah.
That was very, very scary. And somebody tweeted and said, it's so scary how we're losing people, like your Costa Titch, but you actually get to see the life leave their bodies, and that for me was very, very scary. Immediately, because I just gotten married, immediately I thought of the kids, I thought of the family. It wasn't even about we just lost the biggest hip hop artist. Just as a human being, I was scared. I was like, it did one on me.
Man, it was devastating.
It was very traumatic to see it. I think that's the craziest thing about what social media has become now. We get to see things. It's better when you can sort of read about it, but to actually see him being shot and fall like that was crazy.
And I'm guessing, what's more heartbreaking is the fact that, like you said, we're losing a lot of artists. And a bit earlier on, I was speaking about let's learn to celebrate and give people their flowers while they're still here. You just spoke about Zahara, an icon, that we sadly just lost, right? Do you feel that people in the entertainment industry are celebrated while they're still here? Especially in South Africa.
Oh, no, absolutely not. I'll tell you what. So I just said that I rapped, right? I've been fortunate to work with industry veterans. Right? And they come on set and you have to be in the industry to be able to appreciate them. For example, like you have been on radio. So if a radio legend were to walk through, you know who they are. You know what they've done. And I find that there's this big divide between us who've slightly older and the younger generation because they're not celebrated enough.
Yeah.
For example, if you compare to other countries, and not just America, any other country, everybody knows how big people are because they constantly are told that they're big. You know what I mean? So I don't think that they're celebrated enough. I see it all the time. I mean, I go on acting sets, I go to music festivals, I go to award shows. They're not celebrated enough. Or the best that they get is a lifetime achievement award, and that doesn't really speak to what they do. Like, if somebody, like, for example, I remember when Zahara sold the millions of copies, that was a record. It should have been a bigger deal.
Yep.
It should have been the government, something. They're not celebrated enough. And often what happens is that only when they pass, which is sad, do we learn all of these big things.
Which is absolutely sad. It's something that shouldn't happen, man.
Oh, absolutely not. I think it can be done better, and it should be done more often.
Yeah. We're hanging out with Thato Immaculate. We're actually co-hosting with her. That's why we are actually going through some another big one. I mean, Thabo Bester, Dr. Nandipa.
What did you think of that?
First of all, let me be honest, right?
Yeah.
Thabo Bester for me is some sort of genius.
Okay.
To pull off something like that.
Do you watch Prison Break? You're giving me Prison Break vibes.
I'm telling you now, I mean, there's no normal person that can pull off something like that. So one, this guy's a genius. And I say genius very lightly because I do know that he's a criminal, right?
Okay.
He's a criminal. I mean, he's murdered people, So I say that lightly in terms of, but I mean to literally plan something like that to the T and make sure that you are not caught. Make sure that you flee the country.
Yeah.
And also manipulate, because I feel like maybe Nandipa, to some extent, she was manipulated. I don't know.
Yeah.
Right? She was manipulated, and then she ended up getting into some hot water.
Yeah.
Right? But how I felt about it, listen, I mean, justice was done. And the case is still ongoing. It's going to probably be the longest case that we are going to have.
Ever.
Yeah?
Yeah. I wanted to find out, maybe the listeners can let us know, why is there a case? I mean, you were arrested, right? And then you break free.
Yeah.
When they find you, and when they realize that you potentially left the prison, shouldn't you just go back to the prison? Why is there a case?
I'm thinking it's because there's new charges now. Because you fled, right?
Okay.
And now you are back in South Africa, so maybe there's new charges. But I do know that the ongoing case or the highlighted case is the one for Unandi.
Yes.
Yeah.
That
so that's the ongoing case, right? And there's a lot of people that are involved. But with Thabo Bester as well, there's a lot of people now that are coming in that are just now, we're finding out there was corruption. There were certain wardens that were paid.
Yeah.
So there's certainly there has to be a new court case that's going to happen, right?
Yeah.
So have your say as well. I mean, as you're listening right now, we're hanging out with Thato Immaculate, dancer from the Vow, actress. She was on The River season 5. Absolutely just one of our faves right here in studio and in our telly. Are you still doing the TikTok thing, huh?
I mean...
all the time?
Not all the time. Not like when I was here, I was posting TikToks, maybe 8 TikToks a week.
Yeah.
Now it's like 1 a week. I'm not.
Why is that? Intentional?
It's not even intentional. It's just I was speaking about it on my vlog. I was saying I don't know what to do anymore. I said to you last time that I feel like I've outgrown dance, right? And you're like, yeah, you should still do it. And then you're like, I saw you rocking at the derby.
Yeah.
So what's that about? It's just that I like what TikTok has become. I don't mean to sound. Hear me out, okay? I love the fact that on TikTok right now the kids are trending, even though they're trending for the wrong reasons, but that's what TikTok is. And that's what it should have been in the first place. But I feel like there isn't a space for me anymore. Even when you look at a dance challenge, I know that I'm like the oldest. So I'm just trying to figure out what my new content is.
Oh.
Yeah. That's
your new calling.
Yeah, my new calling on TikTok, because I'm really not about the dancing as much as I used to be.
We'll speak about that because it's sort of like reinvention.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah,
so we'll speak about that in terms of like in 2024, how are you reinventing yourself in terms of, social media. So yeah, stay tuned. Hit the Town Red, Doja Cat. I call her Zandile. Uzandile.
Yeah, Uzandile.
What's the song?
Yes, now Uzandile. That body. You're Zulu.
Oh my goodness.
10 out of 10.
You love some Doja Cat?
Speaking of rebranding, yeah, no. She is, she was.
Was that a rebrand though?
That was a rebrand. She's not who she was.
A scary one, eh?
Yeah, that is proper rebrand. I loved old Doja Cat. Manja, young tools. I don't want to lie, she scares me.
Yeah.
She scares me. Ooh,
Come back home, Doja. Come back home, Zandi.
I mean, Doja young tools, for real.
It's morning break. We're catching up with one of our faves. Morning break family members and first in line, Thato Immaculate. To just hear how her 2023 has been. How has that been for you? Like mentally, spiritually, how has 2023 been for you?
Sure. You were nine asking me things that nobody asks me. It was tough.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was more tough than 2022, you know, having come out of the reality competition, because at least there was noise. It's scary when everything just goes quiet. Trevor Noah was talking about it. He was like, you know, the saddest part or the most painful part is when everything goes quiet. Right? Like after that big show and it just goes quiet and you're just with yourself. 2023 was that. It was tough. Oh, it was tough mentally because I had to pull myself out of a lot of, you know, there were opportunities for me to sink into a dark place because I don't know what I'm doing, and that's my thing. You know, for the longest time throughout 2023, I would say I was trying to figure out, or I felt like I need to know what I'm doing. Yeah. Now I'm at a place where I'm like, it's okay, I don't know what I'm doing, you know, because for a long time in my life, I was an accountant. I know I'm getting paid on such and such a date. I know on the weekend I need to shoot a TikTok video. My life was, you know, I know what's happening. Now, I don't know what's happening. I just finished on a production. I don't know what I'm doing in January. I don't know what I'm doing in February.
And you're okay with that?
Now, I'm okay with it.
What made you get to that point? For you to say, listen, I can't plan everything. I'm okay with how life turns out.
You know, again, industry veterans. You know, like how we say we don't celebrate people enough. We don't talk about our stories, right? I'll tell you, I didn't ask her permission, but for example, I was talking to Thatom Velas. We were doing some production together. And, you know, I was talking to her about this uncertainty of not knowing. And she said, well, she just spoke about COVID. And she said, as much as we all knew what was happening, in that year, nobody knew. And we all survived. You know, so what you just have to do is just keep swimming. Hey. You know, that's all you have to do. Yeah. Just keep swimming, and things have a way of working themselves out, you know. So I'm glad that I spoke up, you know. I'm glad that I spoke about not knowing what to do to people like Thatom Velas. You know, I was also with Didi. I don't know if you guys know the actress Didi. She's on Entangled right now. Yeah, speaking to people like that. Yeah. You know, and speaking to people, for example, or listening to him pop-ups, because I was acting with him on Entangled, where there was a time when he did really good, and then it went quiet, and he went into a place, you know, of darkness, if you will, and came out of it. So watching and being around people who have been where I've been has been, you know, the saving grace. And church, you know me. I mean, like just a little fasting, but that, I think that's tough.
Do you think that people are more mean now? Or, you know, and more so, let's speak about the industry that we are in, because a lot of us get into the depression side because, I mean, you know, we're going through it. Are people fake? Are they mean in the industry? What do you think needs to be done that's different?
Like the people in the industry themselves. Yeah. Are they mean?
Are they mean? Are they, you know?
It is.
Yeah?
It's inherent. Yeah. You know, because it's an industry of competition. And that's something that I've come to understand, you know, when I used to do theater when I was younger. It's an industry of competition. I'm not here to be your friend. I'm trying to get your job. You know what I mean? So I think that what happens is that we forget that we are here to compete. And then when you realize that people have their best interest at heart, then you feel away, but you've forgotten that I'm not your friend. I'm here to compete with you. You know? So I think that the onus is on us, the artists, to remember that I can't say that I've got friends in the industry. This is a place of hustling, you get me? We're here to make money. You can't say I'm here to make friends, right? That's where the depression, I think, comes from. That's where, because you forget. You cannot possibly say you're friends with me if you and I are going to the same audition. Back to back. At some point, someday, you know, I'm going to sit in with a casting director and I'm going to say, you know, you might not want to hire that person. And I think that's the lines are blurred there.
Amen.
I think, approach this industry as a place of work.
We're hanging out with Thato Immaculate. Some of the comments coming in, a lot of love coming in. Buddha saying she's always been humble to the communities. One person said, love how she speaks her mind. And that is why she's here. Basically, it's an interview to just talk about the year and speak about some of the biggest stories that caught our attention this year. South Africa beating New Zealand to win the Rugby World Cup. Where were you?
I was so invested. Now that's my new TikTok content. Sports. Oh my goodness, was I so pissed. I'd like to apologize to Pollard. I was feeling away. Everybody was pissing me off. No, I watched every game.
Yeah?
Yeah, I watched every game.
Every game?
Every game. I come from an African school.
Okay.
You know, I love sports. I played South Gauteng hockey. I'm very invested, watched every game.
Wow.
So stressed. Yazini, like the last 3 games, we won by 1 point, and that's fine. No, I watched it, invested, loved it. If it were up to me, I would have flown out.
What does that do, though, for transformation in rugby for us as South Africans? Because that's a big debate. A child in East London that goes to a school in the rural areas doesn't get the same chance as someone from Clifton College, right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
You know where the problem is, and I'm going to be very honest with you. Somebody said I'm very honest. The problem is where they get the people in the national squad, right? Because they get them from universities. If I'm all the way in East London and I can't even afford to get into a university, how am I going to get into the national school? Where are they getting the players from? That's what needs to change. We can't fault the end result. Where did you get the players from? Change that. Make it a rule. Make it a rule that, okay, we'll get people from university, but let's also get people from colleges. Let's get people that are unemployed. Then problem solved. But if you're always gonna go to these elite places, you're not going to have transformation. 1% of this country is rich, like by definition. Only 1% of this country. 60% of people are unemployed. Come on now. Be for real. Be for real. How are you going to transform, sweetie? How?
It's definitely an interview that is different. Listen, we're out of time, Joe.
We're out of time?
Yeah, it's done.
Are you kidding? Yes, it is. Oh, hectic.
Listen, quickly.
Yeah.
I know that you're working on something. What's next? 2024 is just around the corner.
Yeah.
What can we expect from Thato?
Okay, so on Thursdays, Entangled plays on One Magic. Please check me out. It's a very nice character. I did it with Burnt Onion. I just wrapped a nice production. I'm just going to say Netflix. I'm not going to say who the production company is. Very excited about that. And I am working my little butt off to hopefully be here and talk about winning a SAFTA or something like
coming.
that.
It's coming.
Music is coming out. Yeah, so I'm focused on that. I'm just pushing the envelope in the entertainment space.
We love her. Thato Immaculate on the socials. A friend of Morning Break. Thank you very much, my queen. 2024 shine. Okay?
Thank you very much. Shout out to you. You're doing so good. I absolutely love the Morning Break. You're a star.
You family. Love you too.